Initially, I was diagnosed with this, and I would say about 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia.
I was diagnosed with Lyme disease 16 years ago, and then MS 15 years ago. I struggled with head problems, diabetes, and migraine, lightheadedness, and then stomach issues I've had for like a year that I'm not sure the cause.
All I'm asking you to do for today is to trust and believe and surrender. This is not Western medicine. This is Eastern medicine and energy medicine. But Eastern medicine says, basically, energy medicine says that as human beings, we've learned how to hold on to all our emotions. And in doing so, we create density in our body. Things that Western medicine has labeled cancer, fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, migraine, headache, depression, anxiety, all that.
I'm fascinated with feelings and how our thoughts and emotions affect our health. Now, energy healers and mind medicine may not be considered normal, but not normal for me, since so many people are sick these days. Maybe people are so much just from your friends.
I went from being a healthy, happy mom to the best day of my life to being completely unable to take care of my child.
I've been living with chronic pain for a long time, and just hadn't quite yet figured out how to feel good, the mental volume of We would not have been able to evolve without having a mechanism which allows us to take a hit. Medical diseases, after injury is due to a hit. The immune system is the way the body corrects.
And that intelligence that's giving us life, it's keeping our heart beating, not just enough food that runs through the nervous system. This is the greatest healer in the world. All we have to do is get out of the light.
I was always happy. My life was really just a journey of healing, and I was studying country about I was a super leader, mostly vegetarian, like 3% raw. I had lots of stress. I moved with a very good marriage. Mom died, that was the hardest part, and she had a cancer. So pretty much the whole foundation was she. And I, I always got so positive, so I just had to move and run the bike and had a really fun. But I did know that there was something wrong with me physically because I would get headaches and just kind of feel a little nauseous. So I went to the doctor 3 times over the course of a year, and each time he gave me the test, fine. So the third time, I had a lot of pain, and there's like stabbing pain in this area, and so it was better. But I'm like, well, that should have been over. So he submitted to me, and it was. And they first first, and then the first thing they did was send you to a vaccine. And then the vaccine told me I was, 2 cases, and it was another also. So it was stage 4, another shock. I never heard of anyone living from stage 4. Elizabeth's story really shook me because she reminds me a lot of myself. She was healthy, worked out, did yoga, seemingly did everything right. Yet one day she faced a stage 4 cancer. It made me question, are we at the mercy of some random defeat? Or is there something else going on that we just might not be aware of?
They thought it was stage 2 or 3 at first, and then, of course, the first thing they do is they send you to a PET scan. And then the PET scan showed that it was in a few places, and it was in my liver also. So it was stage 4, and that was a shock. I had never heard of anyone living from stage 4.
Elizabeth's story really shook me because she reminds me a lot of myself. She was healthy, worked out, did yoga, seemingly did everything right. Yet one day she wakes up with stage 4 cancer. It makes me question, are we at the mercy of some random fate? Or is there something else going on that we just might not be aware of?
I've been in practice for 35 years now, and I've seen a lot of patients. I've seen a lot of crazy things. And I'm more firmly convinced every week that goes by that the ultimate cause of disease is stress.
90% of what takes people to the doctor is stress-related illnesses. They leave with antidepressants. They leave with every kind of medication.
We have 3 basic stresses. We have physical stress, like accidents, injuries, falls, traumas. We have chemical stress, like bacteria and viruses and hormones and foods and heavy metals and hangovers and blood sugar levels. And then we have emotional stress, and that's family tragedies, loss, job, finances. And all of those things knock our brain and body out of balance.
When you perceive a threat, in the old days in school, we referred to that as activating the adrenal system, fight or flight. If you're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, how much energy do you want to make available to run away from that tiger? I hope you get the answer, and the answer is, I want 100% of the energy to run away from the tiger.
Centuries, thousands of years ago, that was maybe appropriate because there was literally a potentially life-threatening situation with a wild animal, let's say. But now it's your spouse, or it's your boss, or it's rent that's due in a week. And yet the system reacts in the same way as though it's a life-threatening situation, so you're still releasing cortisol, you're still releasing adrenaline, noradrenaline into the system.
And if you're running a fight or flight response all the time, by definition, you are mobilizing resources from your gut, from your elimination system, from your immune system, from your higher brain centers, and putting that energy in your muscles to fight for your life. That means your memory is not all that good, your concentration is down, you can't digest your food properly, you can't eliminate toxins properly, and your immune system is compromised chronically, all the time.
Stress hormones inhibit the immune system. How effective? When doctors want to transplant an organ from person A to person B, they want to transplant a heart or a kidney or a lung. The doctor gives the patient the stress hormones and then transplants the organ. Why? Once the organ is put in, the foreign organ, and the immune system is now shut down by stress hormones, then I'm not rejecting the foreign organ. Unfortunately, in today's world, the stresses are 24/7, 365. They never let up.
Good evening. Just ahead of the spring and summer travel season, we got a sobering update on Zika today.
The net result is illness and disease. That is the only consequence that will come from the chemistry of fear. And yet, look at the world today.
ISIS's so-called caliphate is under attack. The Dow plunged another 260 points. New losses for Americans and their 401ks.
In the beginning, I just thought maybe it was some kind of like reaction or a hive or some dermatological thing. Then it started to progress and get worse and worse, and I started to get massive breakouts and boils and hives, and then it started to spread a little bit to like my ears and my head, and so then I started to freak out more and thought, okay, it's probably something more serious than I'm just guessing it to be by putting on some, you know, like topical creams and stuff. And I think what really sparked it was maybe about a year and a half ago. It was the middle of the night, and I woke up, but I couldn't move. My right side of my body was paralyzed. So I freaked out for a moment, thought I was having a stroke or something was happening. And eventually I could start to feel some tingling coming back, and then I rolled out of bed. From that moment, I think, about a year and a half ago is when I really went to the rheumatologist, went to a neurologist, allergists. They keep saying it's autoimmune. You know, the biopsies now show connective tissue disorder, so we know it's something autoimmune. You know, giving me all this literature and all these different drugs, but I mean, they sound so scary. I don't want to take them. It's like causes blindness and then heart disease and just tons and tons of side effects.
And it's so frustrating that no one knows how to help you, right?
And you know, sometimes I'm thankful it's nothing worse. But at the same time, for me, you know, just daily life, it's like I have to work, I have the kids, you know, I've got other responsibilities, and just then I have to go to the doctor like 5 times a week, and it starts to just get really like daunting. It's really tiring. I'm just so tired.
Jesus, take care of Mommy, and hope her dots goes away. I always put the holy water on her. Amen.
My little one, she goes to a private school, and she always prays. She goes, Mommy, I prayed for your dots today to go away. And so I was telling her, oh, somebody from Mommy's work, remember Kelly? She goes, well, she's going to help Mommy. She goes, see, God's going to help Mommy. It was so cute. I started crying.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, see, just the things are meant to be sometimes, right? Things will come into your life for some reason. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah. It's so crazy how the universe works. Eva brought me some contracts to sign at the office and apologized for a rash that was on her hand. Only then did I find out that for 3 years she's been struggling with this mystery illness. So I'm going to connect her with some holistic practitioners that I've worked with, see if they can come up with an answer for her and help her, and we'll just see what works, what doesn't, and hopefully find out why.